Johnny Angel, how I love him. He's got something that I can't resist, but he doesn't even know that I exist. Hi Frank, I remember I get carried away. I dream of him and me and how it's gonna be. Other fellas call me up for a date, but I just sit and wait. I'd rather concentrate on Frankie Angel, how I love him, and I pray that someday he'll love me, and together we will see how lovely heaven will be. Frankie Angel, you're an angel to me. And now here's 15-year-old Jessica.
Lollipop, lollipop, oh, lolly, 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 lollipop, lollipop, oh, lolly, 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 lollipop, lollipop, oh, lolly, 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 lollipop. Lollipop, lollipop, oh, lolly, 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 lollipop, lollipop, oh, lolly, 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 lollipop, lollipop, oh, lolly, 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 lollipop. Sweeter than candy on a stick, huckleberry chimney or lime. If you had a choice, it'd be a big lollipop is mine. Lollipop, lollipop, oh, lolly, 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 lollipop, lollipop, oh, lolly, 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 lollipop, lollipop, oh, lolly, 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 lollipop, lollipop.
Wallace H. Hartley, age 33, bandmaster of the RMS Titanic, lost his life in the disaster April 15, 1912. Though the final song played by the band is unknown, legend has it to be one of Wallace's favorite hymns, Nearer My God to Thee. His body was pulled from the sea 10 days after the sinking. The prized violin his fiancée had given him was protectively encased in his leather satchel and strapped to his chest. On April 15, 2016, the Duttons performed Nearer My God to Thee with Wallace's magnificent violin display in commemoration of the sinking of the Titanic. This is the first public display of bandmaster Wallace Hartley's violin, the most prized Titanic artifact ever recovered since its sale for $1.7 million.
Joshua was just 5 years old when we did our first big tour to France. Boy, was that a great experience. And he was such a trooper. He would fall asleep on the bus, and often we were put on the concert at the very end of the evening, which could be as late as 1 a.m. in the morning. We'd go wake up Joshua and he'd come out and play his little violin with all of his heart. As soon as the concert was over, he'd go back and get on the bus and fall back to sleep again.
Quite a few years ago, he took over managing almost the whole property that we have in Branson. He is an amazing manager. He does a great job, and he enjoys it.
He would just keep his eye open, and when he saw something that needed to be done, he would just slide right into accepting and discharging that responsibility.
He's one of those go-getters, self-starters. Taught himself the harmonica using audio cassettes.
I have a lot of fun talking tech with Joshua. Both of us have very similar interests when it comes to programming and sound recording and video editing.
I really miss having Joshua in the show. It was kind of heartbreaking when his health got to the point where he couldn't be with us anymore, because he was just such a delight to have around. Always cheerful, very positive, and very creative thinker.
He is such a kind, gentle, loving soul. It's just always so pleasant and uplifting to be around Joshua.
Man of Constant Sorrow is one of those songs I wish we had never done. We dressed up in these silly overalls, and then to top it all off, we wore these fake beards that you could tell were fake, and we just did silly things around in circles with silly singing, lots of silliness.
Constant sorrow, I've seen trouble all my days. I bid farewell to old Kentucky, the place where I was born and raised, the place where he was born and raised. For 6 long years I've been in trouble, but pleasure here on earth I found. For in this world I'm bound to ramble, I have no friends to help me now. He has no friends to help him now. Maybe your friends think I'm just a stranger, my face you never will see no more. But there is one promise that's given, I'll meet you on God's golden shore. He'll meet you on God's golden shore.
You know, being on the road day after day with my brothers and sisters definitely has its moments. The other day, I had this major argument with my brother Ben. And that night, I went to bed just steaming mad. I had a dream. Well, more like a nightmare, really, that it had been decided that we should meet the next morning for a duel. At the break of dawn, we met in this misty field, and I was asked to choose my weapon. With knees shaking, my hands trembling, I chose my fiddle.
Well, the devil went down to Georgia. He was looking for a soul to steal. He was in a bind 'cause he was way behind. He was willing to make a deal. When he came across this young man sound on a fiddle and playing it hot, the devil jumped up on a hickory stump and said,
"Oh, let me tell you what, I guess you didn't know it, but I'm a fiddle player too. And if you care to take a dare, I'll make a bet with you. Now you play pretty good fiddle, boy, but give the devil his due. But a fiddle of gold against your soul, 'cause I think I'm better than you."
The boy said,
My name's Johnny and it might be a sin, but I'll take your bet, you're gonna regret 'cause I'm the best it's ever been.
"Johnny, rouse up your bow and play your fiddle hard, 'cause hell's broke loose in Georgia and the devil deals in cards. And if you win, you'll get this shiny fiddle made of gold. But if you lose, the devil will get your soul." The devil opened up his case and he said,
"I'll start the show."
And fire flew from his fingertips as he rosined up his bow. He pulled that bow across the strings and a mighty evil hiss. A band of demons joined in and it sounded something like this. Finished, Johnny said,
"You're pretty good, old son, but sit down in that chair right there and let me show you how it's done."
Fire on the mountain, run, boys, run. Devil's in the house of the rising sun. Chicken in the bread pan, digging out dough. Ready to get out by no child knows. His head because he knew that he'd been beat, and he laid that golden fiddle on the ground at Johnny's feet. Johnny said,
"Devil, just come on back if you ever want to try again, 'cause I told you once and I'll tell you again, I'm the best it's ever been."
Fire on the mountain, run, boys, run. Devil's in the house of the rising sun. Chicken in the bread pan and picking out dough.